Welcome. The timeline illustrates past, present, and then provides an outline for what is to come in the future and examples of helpful resources that provide more detailed information will be described at the end of this video. From the earlier portions of Scripture, there are multiple references to creation, to the establishment of Israel, and to the identity of the Messiah. Reading through the timeline pages comes to the arrival of the Jewish Messiah, and this exact arrival time was indicated early in the writings of the prophet Daniel. Following the presence of the Messiah, writings recorded by the Apostle John describe 7 churches that also appear related to a sequence of 7 distinct periods of time that have led up to the last church age, and that is now, in the present time. Elsewhere in Scripture is a description of the dispersion of the Jewish people, then, later, a return to the land, Israel, which in fact was the land promised long ago to Abraham. And while these pages focus on what the biblical text includes, keep an eye on the left side and monitor concurrent progress humanity makes in the sciences and other secular events on Earth. And with regard to change on Earth, many people deny and ignore warnings, but today change has serious impacts on all people all around the world. Change will keep grinding away at civilization up to, and including the end times, that is, the end of the current era of time before Messiah returns. On the right side of the timeline, you will be able to observe entries about worldwide events including Israel and the Middle East. Eventually, you will move to the latter portion of the timeline that presents a chronology of future events that the biblical text explains. A series of events and related topics really deserve additional study, and there are resources to consider, including several books that help to explain what the Bible is projecting by way of prophecy, and thus what you might expect for what is coming soon to the end of this era of modern time.
The first recommendation, especially for anyone who has never been on a deep dive into the biblical text, is the Non-Prophet's Guide to the Book of Daniel. This leads to another helpful book that again is easy to read, but in a way is closely linked to what Daniel wrote. This is the book, Non-Prophet's Guide to the Book of Revelation. These 2 books are written and illustrated with helpful graphics by Todd Hampson. These explanations are highly relevant, especially when you see how humanity as a whole is not working toward mutual peace, nor effective stewardship and care for our planet, nor a true collaboration and unity by all peoples around the globe. Stress, war, conflict, and chaos seem to exist with no means to an end in sight. Just read or watch the news, open your eyes and look out the window, and what Daniel and John wrote long ago actually makes sense today. Another book that is more detailed, and an excellent resource that covers all the topics and more in the first 2 books just mentioned, then read Dr. Fruchtenbaum's Footsteps of the Messiah, and this is a study of the sequence of prophetic events yet to come. One thing you might need to know about is what is called the rapture. This event is explained in the resources just mentioned. People who have gained a true relationship with the God of Israel and followed the teachings of Messiah will be taken up by the rapture. And read more about the details of this event. As incredible as this event may seem, now is the time to study what this is. However, if the rapture event has taken place and you are alive and remain on earth, you might need to find another book, such as After the Rapture. The point being that if all this is truthful about time and human history, then the rapture will come and a series of formidable biblical events on earth will lead up to the return of Messiah. This raises a question about what is the gospel and what might you decide now before the end of this age arrives. For more information about the gospel and an important decision that is possible for you to consider, visit the convergence area of the WindowView.